this explanation might actually make me reframe that because
he's gonna disprove his own theory.
Literally, I'm about to watch this. Science, kids. I told you, I'm not trying to be right.
No, I know.
I'm not trying to be right.
Neither of us are trying to be right. We're trying to understand.
Intelligent people are trying to understand.
Right.
So, what I observe with science today is that the universe itself is fractal, right? Like you have patterns that are at every stage of scope, right? Molecules make up cells, cells make up organs, organs make up bodies, bodies make up species, species make go to planets, to solar systems, to galaxies. I mean, it's all the same pattern, right? I mean, a solar system looks like an atom, right? So, all science is doing is just categorizing different keys of the fractal, different scopes of the fractal, and we're going, oh, this is how this works. But it's all connected on a level that is inexplainable by words, because the truth isn't what's in the science book. The words in the science book are not true.
I would say it is explainable by words. But like, it's a word that people are just very uncomfortable with.
It's explainable by words, but it's not the word that's the truth. It's what is going on.
Well, what do you mean by that? It's not the word that's
the sun. The sun isn't the word sun. The sun is that big ball of fire in the sky that gives life to everything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, like the bird isn't the word bird. The bird is that little mini dinosaur flying in the sky. Okay. Like, what it is the reality, not what we call it. And so science is just trying to label everything, and it's really just a lot of really smart, and you got to differentiate who's smart and who's wise. This is smart people trying to egotistically get credit for discovering some shit when that shit's been here the whole time. They just discovered how to put words on it and make they didn't discover the turtles in the Galapagos. Those turtles have been there for hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of millions of years. Right. You didn't discover it. You just learned how to explain what it is in a language. Right. So that doesn't make it real now. Like, turtles didn't become real when some European, when Darwin went down to the Galapagos 100%. And said, oh, now they're here. And this is probably when they came. He didn't know. He's just some dude that's trying to get credit. 100%. Science is just a bunch of smart people trying to get credit, right? And
I'd argue that religion is almost similar to that too.
More so. Now here's some poet said this so beautifully. They said that you drink the bottle of science. You drink from the bottle of science, and at the bottom of the bottle you find spirituality. Because science doesn't explain everything. Spirituality isn't like, oh, let's woo on, let's just fucking chant together and shit. No, spirituality is life.
It's like a recognition that it's not all
explained. It's life. Capital L life.
Well, that's why spirit is the same word as breath in Hebrew.
Exactly. So you're going from, oh, let me explain this all away because I'm a human and I can definitely understand all of this and explain it. And then you get down, let me break it down. Let's go to molecules. Let's go to atoms. Let's go to quarks. Let's go to waves. Oh, shit. I can't explain this anymore. But I observe this shit happening every day. The same thing that all of the people that the people that said things that got them killed. They were so wise that anybody they come for
this is why I think philosophically atheism is just kind of an unsustainable idea.
For sure.
I don't think agnosticism isn't. I think it's a little bit of a cop-out.
Agnosticism isn't even a philosophy.
Right, it's a little bit of a cop-out because it's just basically saying, I don't really know what's going on at all. Which is cool. It's at least a self-realization. It's like a self-realization, maybe.
It's probably the most honest of all of it.
Yeah, it's a self-realization. Because, like, I think everybody on their spiritual path experiences agnosticism at one point.
I don't think that you can actually, this is like, this is like a Bruce Lee thing. It's like, I don't think you can actually
really know
anything without first admitting that you don't know shit.
Yeah.
Like and that's
I
why
think it's like a good step.
That's why it's like a healthy thing, right?
Totally.
But it doesn't make it like a stance. Yeah. It's the lack of a stance.
Yeah. I don't think you should stay there forever.
Well, I don't think that you eventually find any like meaning if you just
there's no spiritual fruit in there is what I mean.
There's nothing nothing that gives, because everyone's trying to find like what things mean. That's the reason why they get into religion.
That's why these conversations come up.
Is what does it mean,
Yeah.
And that's like literally what we're doing is it's the curse of the prefrontal cortex. It's like literally the curse of being able to analyze that we're conscious. Because a spider is very smart. I mean, I just looked. I was in my backyard, and there's a web being spun, connecting from a tree and a planter, 20 feet away up a pole to like my the support beam of my balcony.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how did this little thing, who's not even the size of my fingernail, know to stick a web over there, run over there, pull it up? How? That's very smart.
Yeah.
But does the spider know that it's doing it, right?
Right.
Like, so that's the differentiation between awareness and being
insects
smart.
Are like robots, basically.
Yeah, I mean, dude, if insects were like our size, we'd be done.
Well, they're like bio-robots. They just are like doing tasks in order to like make this all sustainable.
For sure.
Right?
Oh, yeah, dude. The bee,
like, it's so crazy.
If the bees stop,
we're done.
We're fucked. Like, we're done.
Yeah.
Nothing will happen. Like, it's wild.